A very good morning and welcome back to another daily market update. My name's Fabio and thank you for tuning in. Now guys, before we dive in, I want to share something very special with you guys, and that is this beauty. As you can see over here, 100,000 subscribers, play button award from YouTube. This is literally one of my biggest goals that I had set for this year, like non-trading related. So I'm extremely blessed and grateful to have received this from YouTube. I want to say a massive shout out and a massive thank you to every single one of you who watches this video every single day religiously. If you do watch it, just let me know in the comment section down below, because yeah, just know that you're appreciated, and yeah, it means a lot that you guys take the time to watch these videos every single day. Now without further ado, let's just do what we are best at, and that is diving into the markets, because the market overall has been looking absolutely amazing. You guys know it. Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar, and the overall drop on the dollar have been able to pay myself out. As you can see over here, I have one trading pit account over here which now has a balance of 109,983, and I have these two funded accounts as well with Alpha, which will together yield around a payout of 4.15k just for this week alone. So this one is currently in the payout stage, and the other one is ready to get paid out very soon. Yesterday we had some news in China that the industrial production year on year rose, and also retail sales was just in line pretty much with what was expected, but again stronger and better. And in addition to that, China is really pushing its GDP growth to 5%, and a lot of economists are really convinced that they are going to achieve this. Therefore, we've seen a rise in NZDUSD and AUDUSD, yeah, that's kind of like how you can look at it from a fundamental perspective. For the rest, no real major fundamental updates, but I'll update you guys inside Discord, so make sure to join there if you're not in yet. And by the way, today we are going live on YouTube as well. Now, first of all, EURUSD is pushing up higher. Again, pretty much as expected, guys. I'm going to clean up my chart for you because I got some feedback that it's sometimes a little bit too complicated for people to follow. So I'm going to keep it nice and simple for you guys today, okay? So on the weekly time frame, first of all, what I need you to understand is that we are fractal bullish after grabbing liquidity underneath this overall low here. So ever since we grabbed liquidity underneath this low, we've seen that V-shaped reversal back in towards the highs. Now, how did we understand that there was going to be a reversal in towards the highs? Well, we look at the overall fractal structure here on the weekly time frame. So here we had a fractal breakdown at the time. This here was your fractal high, so we break that fractal high, and then what happens is that this becomes your weekly fractal range over here. So what happens is that the market retraces all the way back down in towards 786, 0.88. This was with tariff news, and then from there we just shoot back up in towards the highs. Then once again here we break the fractal high, so again we are bullish. Now what is your fractal low? It's the most recent low that broke this high, and that is this low over here. So now on the weekly time frame, you're pretty much just bullish on EURUSD as long as this overall low here holds. So what you need to understand is that the overall weekly fractal structure after grabbing liquidity is simply just bullish. Yes, we come in towards this supply zone over here, but we also have a supply zone up top over here, this buy before the sell. And the number one thing that I always tell everybody that you need to understand is that the market will not just react off of an area of supply, because supply and demand zones, you have them everywhere. But what's far more important is understanding that you need to look for that market structure shift inside of the supply zone itself in order to get that confirmation. Because looking here at the daily, once again, you can refine that weekly supplies into the daily and then understand, okay, here for example is liquidity, and then you see somewhat of upside rejection start to form, which is logical, because always inside an area of supply where you see that the market kind of like starts to chop a little bit. But again, you need to wait for the confirmation, because now if you look at the daily fractal structure, here we had a daily fractal high break. This at the time was your daily fractal low. That imbalance candle is then your area of demand, and as you can see that demand was just fighting with supply. But at the end of the day, the overall bullish momentum and the demand is simply just stronger. The demand is eventually what pushes the market up higher. So in your mind, yes, the market is overextended, but as I've been saying for a very long time now, at least like the past week, this overall fractal low is being respected, and as long as that fractal low is respected, it doesn't make sense for EURUSD to fall down lower. No, it should push up higher in line with the overall demand zone and in line with the overall order flow. So as you can see, the market is now pushing up higher, going in towards the 4 hour here. You'll then also see again that the overall order flow was as well bullish. So what we had here was like a demand zone. Then on the 4 hour time frame, once again over here, like it's the same as the daily, we had another demand zone. And at the time as well, the 4 hour fractal low, which is this low over here, was or remained to be respected. So now this morning we've broken the 4 hour fractal high. So what I'm like referring to here is like the immediate market structure low of the individual candlesticks. So from here we see push up, this is just all push down, then we see a push up, we break this fractal high, we react to this area of demand, and then from here, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, you could have looked for longs. Personally, I was waiting for like this internal wick over here to get taken out, but if you don't really mind and you are less aggressive, then obviously you could have already taken it, because the market did in fact already retrace into exactly the 0.5 fib retracement level. Now overall, what we're seeing here is that the current fractal low is now the low over here, and this is now your area of demand. So overall, your USD should just continue pushing up higher, and as long as we remain bullish on both the daily, the 4-hour and the weekly, there's no reason to be looking for short opportunities just yet. And EU could just push up higher into, for example, this overall kind of like supply zone over here at around 1.10. Okay, so that's pretty much my next target for EURUSD, as long as the overall fractal structure is being respected. For now as well, like the overall sell for the buy here is currently in control on the daily, and really guys, I'm only going to be looking at a shorting opportunity on EU once we break this fractal low over here, which is currently the daily fractal low. Okay, because until then, this is your demand zone that is in control, and it doesn't make sense to look for shorts, because when you want to look for shorts, you need confirmation. And what is the confirmation? The fractal low break, because then the overall market structure implicates to me that it wants to head down lower. Okay, so that's EURUSD, as simple as that. Now going into the dollar I'm still expecting for the downside. Overall here on the 4-hour time frame, we can beautifully see how the overall order flow has been holding. Absolute beautiful scenes here where we liquidate this high over here. Remember what I said last week, kind of like this is just a support and resistance level, and it's just kind of like consolidating. But what happens here is that we react to resistance, we liquidate that high, then here we break the 4-hour fractal low. So breaking the 4-hour fractal low, we retest supply, and then again we start pushing down lower again. And now again, what happened last night is that we retested supply, and now we're just continuing to push down lower once again. So it's very clear to me what's happening here. Order flow is bearish, and sellers are in control, and doesn't really make any sense to look for longs again on the dollar. For now, this is the 4-hour fractal high, and as long as that fractal high is respected, we should continue to push down lower. Now again, I understand a lot of you are looking for longs because we take out this liquidity low over here, but it's really ignorant, guys, to think that a liquidity low is just going to push the market up higher, because at the end of the day, market structure is king. So always only start reacting once you get that confirmation. Yes, we have a liquidity low, but then you need the daily over here to start aligning, because for now this daily imbalance over here that we had, that is kind of like the imbalance candle that has remained in control and again pushed the market down lower. So overall, still looking for that for the dollar downside. You guys know it. I think 100 is going to be next soon, but the immediate target is this area of demand, the overall sell before the big buy up on the weekly time frame. So looking for that further downside continuation on the dollar, unless we see a significant shift here on the daily time frame, where for example we liquidate this low again, and then let's say we see a market structure shift in towards the highs. Then in here I'll be looking for maybe some pullbacks on EURUSD and along on the dollar, but otherwise until then just follow the overall order flow down lower. Okay, so that's the dollar. Moving into AUDUSD, obviously the pair that paid me out this week. Yes guys, you know it, last week on stream we called it live, even when we were trading in drawdown, that AUDUSD longs were the overall play. Now again, I'm going to clean up my chart here for you guys, because I can understand that it's become a little bit messy, but what I need you to understand is that this analysis was so simple and straightforward that you could have taken it as well or made it as well. So overall, what we have here is obviously that AU has been consolidating pretty much in a range, right? So when you're in a range, what do you want to do? You want to stick to the extreme. So you want to be selling from the range highs, you want to be buying from the range lows. So what is beautiful about these range lows over here is that we liquidated the extreme low that we had over here. Okay, so after liquidating that low, what happens? You see a lot of manipulation going on. So here we see, for example, this massive liquidation wick, and then a strong V-shaped reversal in towards the highs. Now after that V-shaped reversal in towards the highs, here you see a fractal structure shift. So you see the market structure on the individual candlesticks become bullish. Here, this sell before the buy is your area of demand. We retrace all the way back down in towards the 618, where I at the time was saying literally you can just buy here. You can watch it back 2 or 3 weeks ago, and from there we just continue to push up higher. So obviously this weekly area of demand is then where you want to go long. Then you look at the daily time frame, and on the daily we see a very clear market structure break here of this high. So this is then your low, this is then your high. Again, you kind of come underneath these two equal lows. Here what happens is the daily fractal structure shift. So you see this. So again, again, here we have the change of character low. So this is then your change of character low on the daily time frame. Again, guys, if you're having problems with identifying the fractals, then you can just watch the video here on the channel where I explain it, or join the Discord, link in the description of this video. But what we have here then is that the market retraces exactly into the 0.5, and then from there it just shoots up higher, and that's why I decided to take a long back there, with my stop loss underneath the lows, targeting obviously a new higher high, and that setup played absolutely beautiful, or was absolutely beautiful. So that's pretty much AU. AU still has some further upside to go, in my opinion. Overall, it still makes sense to be in longs on this. This is obviously kind of like the immediate high target that should be hit next. But if you look here to the left as well, there's no clear areas of supply. So for myself, I'll just be looking for upside continuation, at least back up in towards this wick over here. 0.64 should be next, which is also a monthly imbalance, by the way. So this imbalance candle over here, that's kind of like my next target for the monthly on AU. But looking at the daily time frame as well, it's kind of like this little bump in the road here at around 0.655 overall. Obviously, the market could pull back in the near future, but for now, this is like the demand zone that is in control. So yeah, just keep an eye on that demand zone, and anything inside of there is pretty good for longs. Going into GBPUSD, GBPUSD flew up higher yesterday. Again, guys, very, very clear and understandable, because yes, we might have an area of daily supply over here, but again, everybody is looking for those short opportunities. Okay, so you need to understand, we need the short opportunity to come to us. We are, yes, inside a weekly area of supply, and we took out that weekly liquidity high. Yes, on the daily time frame, we are as well inside a daily area of consolidation of supply over here, which could kind of like cause the same price action. Well, as we were seeing, we're kind of getting that, but overall the daily here is very similar to EU, where yes, you're bullish in towards the highs, but again, this here is now your fractal high, and at the time this here was your fractal low. So overall, you're just breaking the highs and you're just continuing bullish until here we see a pullback, and now again we're seeing a break of structure up. So this is good, because now the fractal range has become smaller. This is now your area of demand that is in control over here, and what I'm now just focusing on is the daily fractal low, which is the low of this bearish candle. And once that low goes, then I'll be looking for a potential shorting opportunity in towards the downside. But otherwise, we just continue to only look for longs, guys, because again, buyers are in control, demand is in control, so it doesn't make any sense to look for sells. Again, looking here at the 4-hour time frame, I was not really interested in getting involved with this overall yesterday, but again, what you can kind of see is that we liquidate the range low, and as soon as that get liquidated, then we see the V-shaped reversal in towards the highs once again. But overall momentum on GU is still up and higher. For now, you know what the daily fractal range is. As long as this low here is respected, we should continue pushing up higher. For now, this is your daily demand zone, the sell before the buy, and anything pretty much inside of there is a good buy opportunity if the lower time frame aligns with that as well. Going into NZDUSD, NZDUSD pushed up higher in towards weekly supply. Again, I don't really need to explain this, because I feel like I've been doing it every single day for the past few weeks, but you guys understand again what I've been looking for. If you zoom out, you can just see that you're at a multi-weekly level of support that has pushed the market up higher. Again, overall, demand is in control here. This was previously your demand, the sub for the buy. Again, very similar to AUDUSD, where we liquidate the lows, and then from there we reverse in towards the highs. And now again, another fractal high break, and this sub for the buy is now your area of demand that is in control. And again, as long as that demand zone remains in control, I expect there to be higher prices. For now, we're entering kind of like this weekly area of supply over here, the buy before the sell down. This could cause a reaction. If it does, then look for long opportunities inside of this demand zone. If you want to look for shorts, yes, you could look for shorts inside that weekly supply zone. On the daily time frame, I don't really see any, like, let's say, clear areas of supply. Preferably, I would just want to target this high over here, which is kind of like the liquidity high, because right below it there are no fresh areas of supply. Like the last area of supply that was fresh was this one over here. And then from there, we indeed got like a nice reaction, but now we don't really have any supply zones. So for myself, it just makes sense to now target the liquidity as well, or instead, because if there's no fresh area of supply or demand, then just target liquidity is always kind of like my advice. So looking for further upside, a short-term short would be nice. So if you are looking and interested in shorts, then obviously you could wait for kind of like the 4-hour order flow to shift. For now, it's still just bullish, but yeah, wait maybe for something like this and then look for short before then going long again. You need just the overall order flow to shift before getting involved with any shorts, because until then, longs are still the only way up, and the next target is around 0.59500 or 0.59300, this high over here. So that is it for NZDUSD. No need to really go into lower time frame. You guys know we've been calling longs for a long time. And gold, guys, gold is so bullish. It is just flying in towards the highs again. Yeah, this for me is a little bit of a tricky one. I understand a lot of you want to trade gold, but for myself, it just doesn't really make any sense to trade it, because all you need to do is just press that buy button. No selling, obviously, on gold. For now, this daily sell for the buy here is in control. And yeah, if we were tracing towards there, then I'll be looking for long opportunities. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, what can you do at an all-time high, right? So this is what I'll be looking for more longs around that 3,000 level. I'll expect a lot of manipulation if we do retracing towards there. But yeah, gold and longs are a match made in heaven. And it's the only thing that you should be looking at. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. Wish you a fantastic trading day. We'll speak together again at the New York session here live on YouTube.